Hey, church family, Pastor Garin here. You may have heard the story somewhere along the way. It was in the mid-'60s. And as you know, in the mid-'60s, some of you were around. A lot was going on, including the Vietnam conflict. And women and men were conscripted, mostly men in those days, but were conscripted. Some volunteered to go and serve our country. Well, maybe somewhere along the way you heard the story of a young staff sergeant in the Air Force who was down at Tyndall Air Force Base in Florida. And one day, he and his fellow airmen were out, he and another gentleman were out hauling some missiles. Their job was to take missiles from the shop where they were put together, the techs put together and armed them. And then they put them on a truck, and their job was to take them out to the flight lines and actually arm the F-4s that were sitting out there on the flight line. Well, one day they had 2 missiles on the back of a trailer that they were carrying with it was kind of a converted tractor is basically what it was, a farm tractor converted to an industrial tractor. And this young man who was running the forklift that day put the missiles onto the trailer and strapped them down, went around to open the gate so that they could drive the missiles through the gate out onto the field, when he noticed that the tractor was on fire. Well, what do? 2 missiles explode and people die and airplanes are lost. The entire tech place where they put the missiles together is gone. So you just make a decision, right? This man decided that he would do something maybe half foolish, but a lot brave. He decided, as the other man went and got a fire extinguisher to put out the fire, that this man would unhook the trailer. And with strength I don't know that he knew he had, he pushed the trailer of missiles away from the tractor, saving his life, the life of his airmen, millions of dollars in damage, and who else knows what lives were saved. A few weeks later, they had a parade, and that young man was awarded the Airman's Medal, which is the highest non-combat award that the Air Force gives out. I don't know if you heard that story somewhere along the way. It's one of my favorite ones, but actually I don't know that you did, because that young man who did that was my father, E.C. Hill, years and years ago. You know, as I stand out here in the rain, I hope the rain isn't on the lens today. As I stand out here in front of one of my favorite people's houses, this is David Wilkie's house, and I don't know that he has any idea what I'm doing. This is how you get shot in Rutherford County, but hopefully if David recognizes it's me, he won't, or he may. I don't know. It's, you don't get a chance to do that every now and then to your pastor, right? But I think about David, and I think about my dad, and I think about all those men and women who serve our country on a day like today, Veterans Day. And admittedly, Veterans Day it's not a Christian holiday. But it is a day that we have the opportunity to reflect on something that is very Christian. People who serve other people, people who put their lives on the line. And there are a lot of folks who do that in a lot of different ways, but there is something very special about people like policemen, people like firemen, people like EMT folks, and people who've served in our military who do so with their lives on the line, their very lives on the line. And so today, we celebrate them. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to give a shout out to my dad, to the David Wilkies and the Marty Pendergraphs and the Larry Walkers. There's a lot of them. Maybe I shouldn't start naming them, because I know I'll forget people. But if you know somebody today, why don't you send them out a thank you? And again, not because it's a Christian thing, but it's something that Christian people do because they sacrifice for the greater good. And I'm grateful for them today. So for all of them, we say thank you today on this Veterans Day. And we hope that as all of us go along throughout our day and throughout our week, and especially on days and times like these around the election, where we remember what a wonderful country we live in, it's thanks in large part to people who give of themselves so that others can have freedom. Hope y'all are doing well. Let us know how we can serve you, how we can pray for you. We love you. Take care. God bless. Happy Veterans Day.